With the success you had last season, how do you build off of that?
Well, I think it's obviously the bar has been set pretty high for our program as far as the amount of wins we've had in the last few years especially. We try to build on it by doing the things that we've done well. You certainly can build on it as well by figuring out some things that you didn't do as well and try to improve on those. And I think our work ethic is something that we've been trying to build off of. I think the guys that are all returning, and even though we lost 4 very good players, we still had 7 guys return with a lot of experience, and a couple other guys that are trying to get more experience. So, once you had the taste of going to the league tournament A and then going to the national tournament, I think the returning guys really have set the bar high and their goals high of trying to, at least exceed, or at least get to that point again and try to exceed where we got to last year. So, just trying to feed off of that a little bit, along with just really falling back to our work ethic and the things that we think will pay big dividends down the road for us.
Your current seniors all have a lot of experience. Speak the impact that they will have on the team.
Well, that's a good question. We certainly hope our 3 seniors can, be leaders. If not so much vocally, at least with their work ethic and things that they do. Because we do have a lot of newcomers. We have 6 new freshmen into our program. So you hope that the seniors that have been here, that have gone through those wars and gone through all that tough conditioning and preseason and the season as it is, it's an absolute grind. So we're going to need our 3 seniors, Carson Munger, Blake Marquardt, and Tim Carenduff, to really lead by example, with their actions. They're certainly working on being more verbal leaders. They didn't have to last year. Kemji was very verbal. So we're going to need those guys to step up a little bit more on the verbal part. But if they model that type of behavior that they know we need, I think our young players will really gravitate towards them and have those good role models that we need.
What have you been seeing from your newcomers so far, and who are you expecting contributions from?
I've seen those guys, obviously I think all freshmen across the country, so it's a eye-opening experience in the first few weeks as far as what each program does, the work ethic it takes, being able to manage their time wisely with studying and study tables and the workouts that we have, and be expected to get some extra shots and get to the gym and do some extra stuff that they haven't been forced to do, not forced to do, but encouraged to do. So we've been seeing those guys tired a lot coming around, dragging a little bit, but they're really starting to pick it up here the last couple of weeks. As far as guys that have stood out so far as our freshmen, Ashton Sherrill has really stood out to us so far. C.J. Robinson and Justin Fisher, those 3 have really stood out as 3 freshmen that we expect good things from. They all came in from winning programs, championship pedigrees, either state champion or state runner-up here in the last couple of years, all 3 of them. So we've been very pleased with those 3, and those are the ones that have really stood out for us so far.
What are some potential strengths of this year's team?
Well, I think shooting. I think the first thing that comes to my mind is shooting. We have a lot of good shooters. We've been really blessed with having, guys that have the ability to stretch the floor. This year's team will be no different. When you're talking about the 3 seniors, it obviously starts with them, with Blake Marquardt. I think one of the premier shooters in our conference, and Carson Munger and Tim Carenduff, all 3 guys can really shoot. Then you mix in our wing players, guys that can step out and shoot from the perimeter. Even our post players, Montrese Collins and Jackson Schremeyer, can step out and shoot. And a lot of our newcomers can shoot as well. So I really think shooting will be one of our strengths. I certainly hope this year's team, our defense is one of our strengths. It's an area that I felt was not a strength of ours last year. I thought we were good in moments, but it's certainly an area, if we want to compete this year, we're going to have to be very, very good defensively and be a much better defensive rebounding team with the group that we have.
Can you talk about your tough non-conference schedule?
Yeah, every year we try to test our guys early, and this year will be no different. Our first couple of games we fly out to Alaska and play Alaska Anchorage and Fairbanks, both great programs. We've never been to Alaska. I've never been there. I think a lot of our guys will probably say the same. I'm not sure anybody on our team has been there. So it's going to be unique to travel that far away and be in a much different time zone and play 2 really good programs. We come back and get a day or 2 of rest, and then we go down to Indianapolis to play Indy and Southern Indiana, 2 powerhouses in the GLVC. So our first 4 games out of the blocks are as tough as it gets, and that's just our non-conference schedule. And obviously our conference is I always felt this is as good as any conference in the country. So, we'll have to, obviously those first 4 games will really, I think, help us down the road being prepared for those tough games that we're going to have.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.